What's up guys, Matt here coming at you with another quick video. This one we're going to take a look at these new SV5 Slymeballz from Flubberstufferz. These are for the Injora pin tires. Now these tires are really good tires. On the slick rock I have on the course and the course itself, they are killing it. The only thing really comparing to these right now are the Swamp Kings. I took those out the other day and man, they were impressive. So both of these tires are really good. So I'm trying to find the best for maybe each one, and then we're going to do some comparisons hopefully when I can get to it. So far, if you guys follow the channel, you know my setup in here is the ox foams with the tuning ring in the front as well to give a little extra, but these things are really performing well with that setup. Way better than stock. So now we're going to pull these stock foams out of here. We're going to throw these Slymeballz in, and then we're going to compare these two. So we're going to run this back to back through some lines on the course. Hopefully we can get outside with it even maybe, and just kind of see how it does with, we're eliminating stock foams. We're not running those anymore. We're going to go with the ox versus these. I feel like these are the best two at the moment. Stock foams, you could cut them. You could do a lot of different things, but they're just a little firm. So we will do a little testing with these and see how it turns out. So I'm gonna get them mounted up and then we'll get some running in here. So one thing you'll notice with these things, they are directional. Really the easy way to look at it is the sharp point on the outer edge is the direction you want them turning. It's fairly easy to know if you just kind of do this. You see how that kind of rolls. If you do it this way, they really want to ripple. See how it wants to ripple on you and do, whereas this kind of slides off. So you can really see how soft these things are. You just put them up here and don't even put any pressure on it, just enough to hold it here and roll it up. See that? How that's giving? I'm not even putting any pressure on it. And then you take a stock foam and you do the same thing. You can't even, I can even push on it and bow it and you're barely getting any sort of deflection of the foam there. That's why these stock foams, they're pretty firm. Getting a little bit there, but look how much I'm pushing on that thing, ovaling it out just to get it to show a little bit. Whereas this, I mean, if we ovaled this out, look at that. So that's why they are really good for crawling. The only time I'm not a huge fan is when I'm really hammering and bumping up something. It seems like I get a little more bounce with these, but honestly, I'm thinking I may eventually swap to running these in the front and then just like my foam setup in the rear. May work. We may have to try that out. But we're going to try just this full set on these tires against the foams here. And then I got some SV4s which fit these Swamp Kings. These things are killing it with stock foams, but these are big fluffy tires, so you get that tire roll a little bit. These rigs, they're really not heavy enough unless you just get dumb with your weight to roll a whole lot normally, but there are spots where you will get that tire fold, especially on these big tires. The small ones, it's not a big issue to me, but these bigger tires, you will get in spots where you're just bottoming out like this. So those will be great in those tires, I'm sure. Cannot wait to get those in there. I'm gonna finish mounting these up. Another tip I was gonna show, when I'm putting these in and I'm installing them, obviously I'm not doing it just yet, but I will mark the wheel of which direction these are turning, because a non-directional tire like these, you'll get them mixed up quick. So I'll just take a Sharpie and put just a little arrow on the back there, because see, now I know that tire's supposed to spin this way, because once you put these things together, at least I totally forget which direction I put them in there. So another little tip. I'll finish these up and then we'll get some running. So I just wanted to show, last night I struggled with the first two, getting the bead to hold well. And then these two here that I'm mounting up now have went together super smooth, no issue. So a lot of it comes down to really the temperature of the tire. I've found is one thing that kind of could make your bead easier or harder to set. If it's hot and just kind of more flexible or warm the tire is, it seems like sometimes they want to move more. I've actually put some tires in the freezer here in the garage just to get them cool, because when they get cold they kind of shrink up. At least that's what I always tell her. But it did make it easier. So a lot of it comes down to temperature and just tire condition overall. So I didn't want it to really be pointing a negative at the Slymeballz, like they're hard to mount up, because most of the time they are pretty easy. You can see that one went together no problem, and so did this other one that I just did. And then for some reason the ones I did last night, I struggled a little bit, but I got them to go. So just varies. Just wanted to note that. All right, so quick run here with the ox foam setup. You guys have seen this before if you follow the channel, but maybe you're new. If you're new, what is up? Welcome to the channel. I appreciate you checking it out. You can see these things pulling pretty good with these stock foams. Take a quick little run here. This thing's a little bit of a belly dragger, so it likes to hang up right here. I've got to get the CVDs in this truck. Still haven't had time to do that. Right up it. See how we do on this climb here. You guys know I can't get anything really to slow crawl this. There's just not enough traction on this plaster. But these ox foams eat it alive. This is why I'm not a belly dragger fan. Trying to make this run quick with these foams because we want to check out the flubbers. These tires are so good. This is another tough climb right here. Let's try this one. So these ox foams are pretty much eating this course up right now as is. You can see I had to kind of bump there to get up that. If we try to just slow crawl this, Haven't had any tires or setup that I can just kind of, there we go. Ox foams in there, killing it. Man, so these things like are really good. This setup is really good right now. And I'm trying to leave this uncut a little bit so you guys can see how good. I want to show the bump up this, because you always have to bump past this. And that's where the flubbers sometimes bump on me. They want to just bounce instead of just taking that hit, absorbing it, and going. So we're going to see how these do in these tires. See, if you don't really hit the throttle there, you don't make that, but these don't have any problem if I give it enough throttle. So let's switch over and try these slime balls out real quick. All right, now we got the flubbers in here. Let's see how we do with the slime balls. I keep calling them flubbers, whatever. Really good. That's a big deal right there. And I feel like these do better in a larger tire, honestly. I had some in my high racks. I wasn't a fan because the tire is so small anyways. Those foams, well, the printed foams just don't have much room to move in there. So you really limit the travel you get here. You see how I can only push that like this far. So on a small tire, you almost have no room. These work really well on the bigger tires. And these that are made for these pin tires seem like they're gonna be really good. Let's see how little we can get away with here. That's really good on that, to bump up that like that. Driving really good. That sometimes takes multiple tries. That's probably not really the difference in the foams in these. That's honestly probably because I got lucky with the foams the very first time I hit it. Because it takes a few tries with about anything, honestly. So the thing about these, they're performing just as good so far as the foam setup I had. Where they're really gonna help is the sidewall. You're gonna have more sidewall support with this setup. So when I get this outside on some jagged stuff, you can see that sidewall is not gonna fold when you're turning, which will really be handy when I get the CVDs in this thing. These are without a doubt the best tires I've ran on this course. 100%, everything on here. The foam textured stuff, the, yeah, whatever you guys know what it's called, lost for words. It's running really good on this, and it does really good on the Slick Rock. Holy smokes. Did you just see that? Oh my gosh. That's the first time, that's the least amount of throttle I've applied for any setup to go up this. That is insane. So if you're running this style rock right here, this is your setup. without a doubt, I'm telling you. Now, I haven't ran these on wet rock much. My pin tires on the 1/10 scale, wet, slimy, slick rock, they're not great. But this right here, that is the best I've had. Wow. Just wow. Yes. All right, so these tires are killing it indoors. Let's run them outside a little bit, see how they do with the slime balls. Oh, dirty slime ball. Ooh, that was a little quicker than I meant to come down that, but whatever. No issue up that. Let's go on the side of this. Kind of hook this left. Fun little line. Of course, it's an easy one. Everybody says I'll take easy lines. I don't have any hard lines. All right, so we starting on a new course. Maybe some good crawling up in this area. Some holes, ditches, whatever. Maybe something like a U4 style course over here for the FCX and stuff. Maybe Monster Jam area up in here. We don't know. But we're having fun in the dirt, huh? So I've been planning on working on an outdoor course for a good while, but it's just been really hot and haven't got the time to mess with it yet. I decided to break out the tiller today, till up some of the old dirt where the track used to be. And so that's why this is like really loose, sandy dirt. It will pack, but you kind of have to wet it pretty good. So I just kind of shoveled a little bit, threw some up in a pile, and then tossed some rocks that I had laying around already, just in a little line. Made a few climbs, and overall it's pretty fun. Not sure that I'm going to leave this setup. I definitely want to have some really good crawling. I want to have a trailing area. I want to have like a bouncer style area for the Olympus. I think that would be a lot of fun to have like some really big rocks, you know, and dirt, just like a bouncer hill, a couple bounty hills maybe. And then I want to do a U4 style section for the FCX24s, and then definitely a spot for the monster trucks to just kind of hit some jumps and mess around. So a lot of plans and just a lot of work ahead, but hopefully I can invite a few people over maybe to run a bit, shovel a bit. You can see I had the kids out there helping me, but they're not a whole lot of help. But they enjoy being outside in the dirt, and that's what it's all about. Love getting them outside, playing in the dirt like I did when I was a kid. You know, that's what leads to kind of this hobby still. It's just that fun of being outdoors, playing as a big kid, I guess. So a lot of stuff planned here. You can see how loose that is right there. But hopefully more to come on this course in the near future. Just got to find the time. All right, guys, you've seen it, man. These tires with this setup are just killing it. Absolutely just unreal. This is now my favorite tire, and I know I say that a lot. Like, and then Injora's like, hold my beer. You know, we're gonna do even better. But there's so many good tires out now. It's just crazy. You know, it wasn't long ago that the Injoras with the look like the little mini KLRs. I mean, those were my favorite, and I ordered a ton of those things. And I still really like them. But then boom, 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 we had the Power Hobbies come out. We had the Swamp Kings, now these. And like, they just keep getting better and better. And so far for me, indoor and what I just kind of messed around with outdoors a little bit, these are my favorite. And these Swamp Kings may be second. Power Hobby Trail Warriors right in there. So these are all really good. So we are working on, this is the best setup in my opinion for these. I'm going to give the edge to these Slymeballz without a doubt, because they did just as good as these, and you're going to have more of that sidewall support. So, you know, it's going to help even if you're trying to hang on a lip. You know, you got a rock that you're trying to sidewall that there's no way you could get across it, but maybe you can hang your tire just like that, and you can just walk across it. Whereas these, you're going to get into this wanting to give, you know, and kind of do this number. We don't have a lot of weight on these rigs that are too bad on just, you know, normal lines for sidewall, but those really tough ones, sometimes it affects you. So I really like this setup with the ox foams. You know, if anybody went and bought that setup, like, you're not going to be disappointed. They do really well. And then, of course, Flubberstufferz comes out with these like right after. So I had to try them out, update, and they're both really good. Got to say, both really, really good. Cannot wait to get these in the Swamp Kings. Those things are killer already. So we get a little sidewall support to those, just even better. So then maybe we will do these versus those versus Trail Warriors. Maybe some Scramblers. I have the new Injora Scrambler on the way. I mean, they're like dead up Scramblers, but they're Injora. And honestly, at this point, I feel like Injora's compound is maybe a little better than RC4WD drive. So I'm anxious to try those out. I do have some Mud Boss also. So we're going to check those out soon. Just got those in. Been meaning to get them for a while. A lot of people really like these, and they're another good Power Hobby compound. So maybe we'll throw those in the mix. I am trying, guys. I know I keep saying I was going to have a LiPo video coming, and I'm going to have tire comparisons coming, and I'm building this thing. Quick look. Ha ha ha. I'm waiting on some parts for that thing that is going to change the way people look at that chassis. Hands down, just going to probably blow some minds. So I'm so excited about that. The coolest mod probably I've done yet. So gonna get that one out soon. You guys let me know what you want to see. I appreciate your patience hanging in there. Let me try to test these things for you. There's a lot of stuff I'm trying to get time with, and it's just time's limited with work and life and all that. So I'm doing what I can, and we're getting to it. So much coming out now, it's just like you can't keep up. All right, so make sure you like, subscribe, click the bell so you get notified of all these comparisons and new stuff coming up, game-changing mods. It's going to be huge. I cannot wait. I am so pumped about this mod. All right, peace.